Change your morning focus, my dear, and watch your abundance grow before the day even begins. Before the world asks anything from you, before the phone lights up, before the old thoughts return and try to tell you who you are, there is a quiet space waiting for you. It is small, it is gentle, it is holy. It is the first moment of your day. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw soften. Place one hand gently over your heart. Take one slow breath in and let it leave your body like you are setting down something heavy. Breathe. Begin softly. You may have opened your eyes this morning already feeling tired. Maybe your mind reached for worry before your feet even touched the floor. Maybe you thought about money, work, family, bills, your body, your future, or all the things you still have not figured out. Maybe you woke up feeling behind even though the day had barely started. My dear, that is not because something is wrong with you. It is because your mind has learned a pattern, and every pattern can be loved into a new shape. This morning, I choose peace. This morning, I welcome good. This morning, I allow abundance to grow. Let those words rest in you for a moment. Do not rush past them. Do not treat them like a sentence you must understand with your mind. Let them be felt in the chest, in the belly, in the hands, in the breath. The morning is listening to you. Your body is listening to you. Life is listening to the way you begin. Before the world enters, choose yourself first. Before you check who needs you, remember that you need yourself too. Before you give your attention to a message, a problem, a bill, a demand, or a fear, give your attention to the quiet life inside you. This is not selfish. This is sacred care. You cannot pour peace into your day if you begin by emptying yourself. Many people wake up and give the first moment of the day away. They give it to a screen. They give it to worry. They give it to yesterday. They give it to fear about tomorrow. They give it to someone else's mood, someone else's words, someone else's need. And then they wonder why the whole day feels heavy. But the first door you open matters. The first thought you feed matters. The first feeling you agree with matters. Imagine your morning as a doorway. You are standing before it in the soft light of a new day. Behind one door is hurry. Behind another door is fear. Behind another door is the old story that says, there is not enough. I am not enough. I do not have enough time. I do not have enough support. I do not know what will happen. But there is another door too. It is simple. It is quiet. It does not shout. It says, come in through peace. Come in through trust. Come in through love. Pause. This is the door you are learning to choose. You do not need to force the day to be perfect. You do not need to become a different person in one morning. You do not need to fix your whole life before breakfast. You only need to begin differently. One loving beginning can change the way your heart meets everything that follows. Before the phone, come back to your breath. Before the noise, come back to your heart. Before the old story, come back to the truth that life is not against you. Life is always offering you another beginning. And the morning is one of the kindest beginnings you are given. My dear, there is one small morning habit that changes the whole energy of the day. It is not hard. It does not cost money. It does not require a perfect home, a perfect body, a perfect schedule, or a perfect mood. It is the habit of pausing before you react. It is the habit of choosing where your focus goes before the world chooses for you. When you wake up, your mind may try to run toward problems. It may say, think about this, fix this, fear this, check this, hurry now. But your soul speaks more softly. Your soul says, come back to me first. Let us begin with love. The old mind says, check everything first. Worry first. Prepare for trouble. The soul says, return first. Breathe first. Bless the day first. Which voice will you answer? Not with force, not with shame, not by fighting your own mind, but by gently choosing again. Choose. There is power in the first 3 minutes of the morning. 3 minutes may sound small, but the soul does not need much time to remember the truth. In 3 minutes, you can breathe. In 3 minutes, you can place your hand on your heart. In 3 minutes, you can speak one loving sentence. In 3 minutes, you can stop the old river of fear from carrying you away. Give yourself the first 3 minutes of the morning. Not the whole morning, not a perfect hour. Just 3 minutes that belong to peace. 3 minutes that belong to your heart. 3 minutes that tell your mind, today we are not beginning with fear. Today we are beginning with love. Feel the cool thought of the phone near the bed. You may know that feeling well. The phone is there, waiting. It may hold messages. It may hold news. It may hold work. It may hold reminders. It may hold things that make your body tighten before you are ready. You do not have to hate it. You do not have to judge yourself for reaching for it. But you can choose not to give it the first breath of your day. Let the first breath be yours. Let the first thought be kind. Let the first focus be abundance. Not abundance as a faraway dream. Not abundance as something you must chase. But abundance as the soft truth that good is already moving, life is already supporting you, and more good can grow from the way you meet this moment. I give the first light of this day to peace. I open the door to good. I am safe to begin again. Say it slowly inside yourself. I give the first light of this day to peace. Let that feel like opening a curtain in the heart. I open the door to good. Let that feel like turning toward life with trust. I am safe to begin again. Let that land deep in the body, especially if you have been hard on yourself. So many people think abundance begins when money arrives, when the problem is solved, when the door opens, when the answer comes. But abundance often begins much earlier. It begins when you stop giving your full attention to lack. It begins when you stop greeting the day as an enemy. It begins when you stop saying yes to fear before you have even taken a full breath. Abundance begins in the way you look at life. If you wake and say, "This day will be too much," your body prepares for battle. If you wake and say, "Nothing ever works for me," your mind searches for proof. If you wake and say, "I am already behind," your heart starts running before the day has asked you to move. But if you wake and say, "Something good can happen today," the whole inner world shifts. Not because the outer world changed in that second, but because you changed the place you are standing within yourself. This is where abundance begins, not outside you, but in your first thought. The first thought is like a hand on the door. It opens something. It invites something. It says to life, "This is the energy I am willing to enter through." You may say, "But what if my life is difficult? What if there are real problems? What if I cannot simply think happy thoughts?" My dear, this practice is not about pretending. It is not about denying what hurts. It is not about acting like the bill is not there, the grief is not there, the worry is not there, or the question is not there. It is about deciding that fear will not be the first voice you obey. You can have a problem and still begin with peace. You can have a bill and still begin with trust. You can have uncertainty and still begin with love. You can have a long road ahead and still say, "I will take one step with a calm heart." That is power. Not the power of control, not the power of forcing life, but the power of choosing your inner doorway. The morning does not ask you to solve everything. It asks you to align with the kind of person you want to be while you meet everything. And when you change your morning focus, you change the way you walk through the rest of the day. You may still face the same tasks, but you do not face them from the same fear. You may still have the same questions, but you do not hold them with the same tightness. You may still need to take action, but the action comes from a steadier place. Breathe. Right here. Let the body hear this. You are allowed to begin gently. You are allowed to begin without panic. You are allowed to begin without proving yourself. You are allowed to begin without checking every problem first. You are allowed to begin with your hand on your heart, with one quiet breath, with one simple blessing. Before the phone, I return to myself. Before the noise, I return to love. Before the old story, I return to truth. This is how the morning becomes sacred. Not because it is perfect, not because you wake up smiling every day, not because life is easy. The morning becomes sacred because you stop handing it over to fear without question. You stand at the doorway and choose. And when you forget, you choose again. There will be mornings when you reach for the phone too soon. There will be mornings when worry comes quickly. There will be mornings when the body feels heavy and the heart feels closed. Do not turn this practice into another reason to judge yourself. That would only be the old story, wearing spiritual clothes. Instead, be kind. The moment you notice, you are already returning. If you notice worry, breathe. If you notice fear, soften. If you notice lack, place your hand on your heart and say, I can begin again now. Again. That word is full of mercy. You can begin again after 1 minute. You can begin again after one thought. You can begin again after you forget. You can begin again after years of waking with worry. Life is not counting your mistakes. Life is always opening another door. The morning is not a test. It is an invitation. So imagine now that you are standing at the doorway of this day. Behind you is the night. Around you is the quiet. In front of you is a day that has not yet been fully written. You do not know every person you will speak to. You do not know every message you will receive. You do not know every answer that will come. But you can choose the spirit you carry into it. You can say, I enter this day through peace. You can say, I enter this day through trust. You can say, I enter this day through abundance. My dear, the next part is important because focus is never empty. It is always planting something. Every thought you repeat is a seed. Every feeling you feed is a seed. Every morning you begin in fear, you plant one kind of garden. Every morning you begin in trust, you plant another. And now with love, we begin to look at the seeds. Your first thoughts are seeds, my dear. They may seem small. They may pass quickly. They may feel like nothing more than quiet words moving through the mind. But every thought has life inside it. Every repeated thought has roots. Every morning, thought drops into the soft soil of your inner world and begins to grow. This is why the morning matters so much. When you first wake up, your mind is open. Your heart is tender. Even if you do not feel tender, your body is moving from rest into the day. The soil of your mind is soft. What you place there early can shape the feeling of the hours that follow. If the first seed is, I do not have enough, the mind begins looking for lack. If the first seed is, I am so behind, the body begins to hurry. If the first seed is, today will be hard, the heart begins to close. But if the first seed is good is growing for me, something different begins. The mind lifts a little. The breath opens a little. The body does not have to fight so hard. Notice. You are not being asked to lie to yourself. You are being asked to stop planting against yourself. Many people plant worry in the morning, and then wonder why the day feels full of weeds. They wake up and think about what is missing. They think about what could go wrong. They think about who disappointed them, what has not happened yet, what they cannot afford, what they should have done, what they fear will never change. And because these thoughts are familiar, they feel true. But familiar does not always mean true. Sometimes familiar only means practiced. A belief can be old without being true. A fear can be loud without being wise. A thought can return every morning without deserving your full trust. So today, we practice planting new seeds. Today, I plant peace. Today, I plant plenty. Today, I plant trust. Today, I plant the feeling that life can surprise me in gentle ways. Today, I plant the belief that I am not forgotten. Today, I plant the thought that abundance can grow in my life, one loving choice at a time. Plant, grow, begin. You may have heard the word abundance and thought only of money. Money is part of abundance, yes, and it is good to welcome money with love. But abundance is larger than money. Abundance is also support. Abundance is rest. Abundance is a kind word at the right time. Abundance is a clear idea. Abundance is health returning slowly. Abundance is a body that breathes without being told. Abundance is the chance to make a new choice. Abundance is the warm blanket over you before the day begins. Abundance is the light entering the room. Abundance is the love that still lives inside you, even after hard seasons. When you widen your idea of abundance, you give life more ways to bless you. But if you wake up and only search for what is missing, you may miss what is already being offered. You may miss the small good that is trying to become bigger good. You may miss the seed because you are only looking for the full tree. My dear, most people do not know they are planting lack before breakfast. They do not know that the first little sentence in the mind can become the mood of the morning. They do not know that saying, "I am tired of my life," again and again is still an affirmation. They do not know that saying, "Nothing works for me," is a seed. They do not know that saying, "I never have enough," tells the mind what to search for. This is not said to make you afraid of your thoughts. Please do not become afraid of your own mind. The mind is not your enemy. It is a garden that needs care. If weeds have grown there, you do not scream at the soil. You do not hate the garden. You simply begin planting something new, and you return each day with patience. The soil does not ask, "Are you worthy of flowers?" It receives what is planted. In the same way, your inner life receives the thoughts you repeat. So let us choose them with kindness. Choose 3 morning thoughts before you get out of bed. Just 3, not a long list, not a perfect speech. 3 simple seeds. You might choose, "I am safe to begin this day. Good is growing in my life. I welcome support in simple ways. Say them slowly. Say them as if you are placing seeds into warm soil. Say them as if your heart is a garden that has waited for your kindness. Today I plant thoughts of plenty. Today I water peace. Today I let my good grow. Feel those words. Do not rush them. Let the word plenty become soft inside you. Plenty of breath, plenty of chances, plenty of love, plenty of ideas, plenty of ways for life to help, plenty of time to grow into who you are becoming. If lack speaks, do not panic. Lack may say, there is not enough. Abundance can answer, good is growing, even before I see it. Lack may say, you are too late. Abundance can answer, life knows how to meet me at the right time. Lack may say, nothing is changing. Abundance can answer, roots grow before flowers appear. Roots matter. There are parts of your life that may be growing beneath the surface right now. You cannot see them yet. You cannot measure them yet. You cannot hold them in your hand yet. But that does not mean nothing is happening. Seeds do much of their work in the dark. Roots do not ask for applause. They move quietly, slowly, faithfully. And then one day, something bright ekes through the surface. This is true for healing. This is true for money. This is true for love. This is true for peace. This is true for the new self you are becoming. So do not curse the morning, because the full harvest is not here yet. Bless the seed. Bless the small beginning. Bless the first thought that is kinder than yesterday's thought. Bless the moment you catch yourself before repeating the old fear. Bless the breath that brings you back. Now let us choose the seeds that will feed your whole day. Instead of, I cannot handle this, plant, I am supported as I take one step. Instead of, there is never enough, plant, life can bring good to me in many ways. Instead of, I always struggle, plant, I am learning to receive with ease. Instead of, today will be hard, plant, today may bring help I did not expect. Instead of, I am behind, plant, I am growing in the right time for me. Simple words, simple seeds. But simple does not mean weak. The sunrise is simple. A breath is simple. Water is simple. Love is simple. And still, these simple things keep life moving. The mind often believes that change must be dramatic to be real. But much of the deepest change begins quietly. A person wakes up and chooses one kinder thought. Then the next morning, another, then another. After some time, the inner soil is different. The old fear does not grow as quickly. The old lack does not feel as strong. The heart starts to expect good in small ways. The body relaxes. The eyes notice support. The voice becomes softer. The choices become clearer. This is how abundance grows. Not always all at once, not always with noise, but through repeated care. My dear, think of the warm weight of the blanket before your feet touch the floor. In that small moment, before you rise, before you answer the day, you have a chance. You can let the mind run ahead into fear, or you can stay there for a few breaths and plant something loving. Do not rush past that soft place. Let it become your morning garden. Let the bed be the soil. Let the breath be the water. Let the words be the seeds. Let your heart be the sun. You may say, "But I wake up with fear so quickly." That is all right. Then fear is simply the place where you begin practicing. You do not need a perfect mind to plant a new thought. You only need willingness. Even if your voice shakes inside, you can say, "I am willing to believe good is growing." Even if you do not fully believe it yet, you can say, "I am willing to learn a new way." Willingness is a seed too, and willingness is powerful. It opens a crack in the old ground. It lets light in. It tells the heart, we are not staying trapped in the same story forever. It tells the body, something new is possible. It tells life, I am open. Maybe your old morning seed was, I have to do everything alone. Today, plant, supple, it can find me. Maybe your old seed was, money leaves me too quickly. Today, plant, I am learning to receive, keep, bless, and grow my good. Maybe your old seed was, I am not lucky. Today, plant, good things can happen to me too. Maybe your old seed was, my life is stuck. Today, plant, even now, life is moving for me in quiet ways. Let these new thoughts be gentle. Do not force them. Do not shout them at your fear. Speak them like you are speaking to a child who has been scared for a long time. Because some part of you may be scared. Some part of you may not trust good yet. Some part of you may have learned to expect disappointment. That part does not need to be pushed away. It needs to be held while a new seed is planted. You can say to that part, I know you are afraid. But today we are trying a new thought, softly, again, with love. The morning garden does not become beautiful because you hate the weeds. It becomes beautiful because you keep choosing what you want to grow. You notice the weed of lack and you do not water it with hours of attention. You notice the weed of fear and you do not make a home there. You notice the weed of not enough and you place beside it a new seed. More good is possible. This is not denial. This is direction. You are directing your life force. You are directing your attention. You are directing the energy that will shape your choices, your tone, your actions, and your openness. A person who begins the day with nothing works will move differently from a person who begins with, I am open to help. A person who begins with, I am alone, will see different things from a person who begins with, support can come. A person who begins with, "I am not enough," will carry a different energy than a person who begins with, "I am learning to love myself." The seed becomes the feeling. The feeling becomes the action. The action becomes the pattern. The pattern becomes the life. So begin with the seed. Today I plant trust. Today I plant peace. Today I plant the quiet knowing that my good is growing. Let this become your first inner work of the day. Not to control the whole day, but to bless it. Not to force abundance, but to become available to it. Not to fight lack, but to stop feeding it. There will still be things to do. There will still be choices to make. There may still be money to manage, calls to answer, work to complete, people to care for. But you will meet these things from a different inner garden. You will not be standing in the dry land of fear. You will be standing in soil that has been touched by love, and love grows well. My dear, thoughts alone are not enough. The body must also feel safe to receive. You can speak beautiful words, but if the body is tight with fear, the good may still feel far away. The mind may say, "I welcome abundance," while the shoulders say, "I am in danger." The mouth may say, "I trust life," while the stomach says, "I must hold everything." So now we bring the body into the practice. We let the body become part of the morning blessing. We let the body learn that it is safe to open. Your body is the first home of your abundance, my dear. Before money comes, before the message comes, before the answer comes, before the door opens, your body is where you live. If your body wakes in fear, the whole day can feel unsafe. If your body wakes in softness, even a difficult day can be met with more grace. So let us begin here, not in the future, not in the bank account, not in the problem. Here in the body, in the breath, in the chest, in the hands, in the jaw, in the belly. Let your shoulders drop again. Let your tongue relax from the roof of your mouth. Let your fingers open. Let the space between your eyebrows soften. Take one slow breath and let it move through you like warm light entering a quiet room. Open, release, receive. Abundance is not only something you think about, it is something you allow. And allowing is not only in the mind, allowing is in the body. A tight body often believes it must protect you from life. A clenched jaw may be saying, "I have to stay ready." Tight shoulders may be saying, "I have to carry everything." A hard stomach may be saying, "I do not feel safe yet." These are not bad signs. They are messages. The body is asking for kindness. Many people try to receive good while their body is braced for harm. They say affirmations while holding their breath. They pray for more while their hands are closed. They ask life for support while their chest is tight with the belief that they must do everything alone. Again, this is not wrong. It is simply a place that needs love. Your body may need to feel safe before your mind can believe in abundance. Here is something gentle. Your body may trust abundance before your mind does. The mind may argue. The mind may ask, how? When? Where will it come from? But the body can begin with something simpler. The body can learn, in this breath I am safe. The body can learn, in this moment I can soften. The body can learn, I do not have to hold the whole day at once. This is why morning breathing is not a small thing. It is not just a peaceful idea. It is a message to the body. Every slow breath says, we are not being chased. Every soft shoulder says, we do not have to carry everything right now. Every open palm says, we are willing to receive. Take 5 soft breaths before speaking to the day. 1 breath to return. 1 breath to soften. 1 breath to open. 1 breath to trust. 1 breath to receive. Let that be enough. You do not need to breathe perfectly. You do not need to sit in a special way. You do not need to make your mind empty. Just breathe with care. Let the breath be your first act of friendship toward yourself. I soften my body. I soften my breath. I soften my heart. I soften my need to know everything. I soften my fear of being unsupported. I soften the old belief that I must earn every blessing through struggle. Soft does not mean weak. Soft means open. Water is soft and it shapes stone. Light is soft and it fills a room. A flower is soft and it still grows through the soil. Your softness is not your defeat. It is your doorway into receiving. Think of the body as a house. If every room is crowded with old boxes, there is no space for anything new. If every window is shut, fresh air cannot enter. If every door is locked, even a friend cannot come in. In the same way, if the body is full of old fear, old tension, old waiting for something to go wrong, the good may knock, but you may not feel ready to let it in. So in the morning, we make room. We open 1 inner window with the breath. We clear 1 inner room with kindness. We unlock 1 inner door with trust. Your body is not an obstacle to your spiritual life. Your body is part of your spiritual life. The way you hold your shoulders, the way you breathe, the way you speak to your heart, the way you touch your own hand with care, all of this matters. Your body is listening for safety. And when the body feels safe, receiving becomes easier. My body is safe this morning. My heart is open this morning. I make room for good to enter. Say this as if you are speaking to every cell. My body is safe this morning. Let the shoulders hear it. My heart is open this morning. Let the chest hear it. I make room for good to enter. Let the hands hear it. Control may speak. Control may say, tighten, plan, hold everything. If you relax, something will go wrong. Blessing answers, open, breathe. Let life meet you. Control says, you are only safe if you figure everything out now. Blessing says, you can take one step after you return to peace. Control says, carry it all. Blessing says, you were never meant to carry life alone. Which voice makes your body feel softer? That is the voice to follow. The body often tells the truth before the mind understands. When a thought brings panic, notice the body. When a thought brings peace, notice the body. When an affirmation feels too far away, make it softer. Instead of saying, everything is perfect, when you do not feel that, say, I am willing to feel safer today. Instead of saying, I have no fear, say, I can breathe with my fear. Instead of saying, I receive all abundance now, say, I am opening to receive more good in ways that feel safe. Gentle words go deeper. Force can make the body close. Kindness helps the body open. The next breath can become a new beginning. Not the breath from yesterday, not the breath you wish you had taken sooner. This breath, the one available now, the one that asks for no money, the one that does not judge you, the one that comes like a small gift from life. Breathe in and feel your chest rise. Breathe out and feel the body let go. Again, breathe in and imagine you are receiving support. Breathe out and imagine the old pressure leaving. Again, breathe in and say inside, I welcome good. Breathe out and say, I release fear. There is a small tightness that many people carry between the eyebrows in the morning. It comes from thinking too soon, planning too quickly, trying to solve life before the body has fully arrived. Bring your attention there now. Let that space soften. Imagine the skin there becoming smooth, the forehead becoming calm, the eyes resting back. You do not have to look for danger right now. You do not have to search the whole future right now. You are here, right here. The day is not asking to be swallowed whole. It will come one moment at a time. Let the belly soften too. Many people hold money fear in the belly. They hold future fear there. They hold old shame there. They hold the feeling of what if I cannot handle it. Place a hand there if you wish and say, I do not have to hold fear in my body to be responsible. I can be calm and wise. I can be peaceful and practical. I can be soft and strong. This is important. Some part of you may believe that worry keeps you safe. It may believe that if you worry enough, you will be prepared. But worry is not the same as wisdom. Panic is not the same as care. A tight body is not proof that you are doing life correctly. You can be responsible from a calm place. You can make wise choices from a peaceful place. You can handle money, work, family, and change without making your body a place of war. My dear, your nervous system is part of your abundance practice. If the body feels unsafe, it may push away the very good you ask for. If the body is always in hurry, rest may feel uncomfortable. If the body is always in lack, receiving may feel strange. If the body is always preparing for rejection, love may feel hard to trust. So we teach the body slowly. We do not demand. We invite. Hold your hands open for a moment. Let the palms face upward. Feel the air touching the center of the hands. There is nothing dramatic here. No great effort, just open hands. But even this small shape teaches the body something. It says, I do not have to grip. I do not have to close. I do not have to protect myself from every blessing. I can allow. Allow. Let that word be simple. You may not know how abundance will grow. You do not need to know in this moment. The seed does not know the whole tree. The doorway does not know every step of the path. The body does not need the full plan before it can take one safe breath. It only needs this moment of softness. I am safe to receive this breath. I am safe to receive this morning. I am safe to receive the good that is meant for me. Feel how different it is to say, I am safe to receive, instead of I must chase. One makes the body run. The other lets the body open. One says life is far away and must be forced. The other says life can meet me here. Receiving does not mean doing nothing. It means you do not do everything from fear. It means your actions come from a body that is listening, not a body that is shaking with panic. It means you still show up, but you show up with breath. You still make choices, but you make them with a softer heart. You still move, but you are not running from the belief that you are unsupported. Now that the body is softer, we can speak to the morning in a new way. But before those words come, let the body become the first prayer. Let the open hands be a prayer. Let the relaxed jaw be a prayer. Let the slow breath be a prayer. Let the softened heart be a prayer. You may think prayer must be spoken, but sometimes the body prays by unclenching. Sometimes the body says yes to life by resting. Sometimes the body says, I trust, not with words, but by letting the shoulders fall. Rest there for a moment. Open. Receive. Let the morning know that you are not here to fight it. You are here to meet it. Let life know that you are willing to be supported. Let your own heart know that it does not have to be pushed, judged, or hurried into healing. A full cup cannot receive more. A clenched hand cannot hold a gift. A crowded room cannot welcome fresh air. So this morning, you are making space. Space in the breath, space in the body, space in the mind, space in the heart. And into that space, good can come. Not always in the form you expect, not always on the exact timeline your fear demands, but good can come. Support can come. Ideas can come. Strength can come, money can come, peace can come, help can come, a new way can come. Your work is not to force the whole river of life. Your work is to become available to the good that is already trying to reach you. Breathe again. Let the body feel that. I am available to good. I am available to peace. I am available to abundance in ways I can understand and ways I cannot yet see. The body may not believe all of it at once. That is okay. Do not rush belief. Let the words be like warm water. Let them touch the tense places. Let them return tomorrow and the next morning and the next. Safety grows through repetition. Trust grows through gentle return. Receiving grows when the body learns that opening does not mean danger. For today, the practice is simple. Before the world enters, choose yourself first. Before the old thoughts take over, plant new seeds. Before you ask life for more, let the body feel safe enough to receive. This is how your morning focus changes. This is how abundance begins to grow. Not through pressure, not through fear, not through trying to become worthy, but through a soft return to the truth that you are already worthy of good, already held by life, already allowed to begin again. Speak to the morning like it is listening, my dear, because in a very real way, it is. Your mind is listening. Your body is listening. Your heart is listening. Life is listening to the energy you bring into this new beginning. The words you speak in the morning are not small. They may feel simple, but they carry direction. They tell your mind what to look for. They tell your body what to prepare for. They tell your heart whether this day is safe to open to or whether it must protect itself again. So before you say, I am tired, pause. Before you say, this day will be hard, pause. Before you say, I cannot do this, pause. There is power in that pause. In that little space, you can choose a new word. You can choose a softer word. You can choose a word that does not close the day before it begins. Pause. Breathe. Speak gently. Many people wake up and speak against themselves without even knowing it. They may not shout. They may not mean harm. But the first words of the day are often words of lack. I did not sleep enough. I have too much to do. I am already late. I never have enough money. I cannot catch up. Nothing changes. These words seem normal because they have been repeated so often. But normal does not always mean loving. Your words are writing something inside you. Imagine your mind in the morning as a clean blackboard. The day has not yet been fully written. The chalk is in your hand. What will you write first? Will you write fear? Will you write lack? Will you write pressure? Will you write the old sentence that has never helped you feel free? Or will you write something new? You do not need to write a long speech. You do not need to speak with perfect faith. You do not need to feel strong before you begin. You only need to choose words that open you instead of words that close you. I speak peace into this morning. I speak plenty into this morning. I speak love into this morning. Let those lines be slow. Let them be easy. Let them move through the body like warm water. I speak peace into this morning. Not because everything is already perfect, but because peace is the way I choose to meet it. I speak plenty into this morning. Not because I can see every answer, but because I am willing to believe good can come. I speak love into this morning. Not because I have never been afraid, but because love is stronger than the fear I have practiced. My dear, there are words that close the day before it begins. Words like never, always, nothing, too late, not enough. These words feel heavy in the mouth. They make the body tighten. They make the heart smaller. They turn the mourning into a problem before it has had a chance to become a blessing. And there are words that open hidden doors. Words like possible, willing, safe, supported, guided, learning, receiving. These words do not force life. They invite it. They do not deny the problem. They remind you that the problem is not the whole story. Fear says, what if nothing works? Love says, what if today is kinder than yesterday? Fear says, what if I am not ready? Love says, what if I am being helped as I go? Fear says, what if I fail again? Love says, what if I am allowed to begin again? Which voice will you let write on the blackboard of your morning? The old voice may be quick. It may grab the chalk first. It may write the same sentence it wrote yesterday. I am behind. I am alone. There is not enough. But you can come to the board with kindness and erase one line. Just one. You do not have to erase your whole past in a single morning. You can erase one sentence and replace it with a better one. Instead of I am behind, write I am taking the next right step. Instead of there is not enough, write good can come to me in many ways. Instead of I am alone, write support is allowed to reach me. Instead of I cannot handle this, write I can breathe and I can take one step. Instead of today will be too much, write I meet this day with peace. Speak gently again. Your first spoken words do not have to be loud. In fact, soft words often go deeper. The soul does not need shouting. The heart often trusts a whisper more than a command. When you wake, before you explain the day, before you judge the day, before you start naming everything that may go wrong, give yourself 3 lines. 3 lines before the phone. 3 lines before the worry. 3 lines before the world enters. You might say, this day welcomes me. Good comes to me in simple ways. I speak abundance into this morning. Let that be enough. This day welcomes me. Good comes to me in simple ways. I speak abundance into this morning. Feel how the body responds. Maybe the breath slows, Maybe the chest opens just a little. Maybe some part of you does not believe it yet. That is all right. You are not trying to force belief. You are practicing a new direction. The dry morning voice is still enough. The tired voice is still enough. The unsure voice is still enough. You do not have to sound holy. You do not have to sound powerful. You do not have to sound certain. You only have to speak to yourself with more love than fear. Your words become a home you live inside. If you build that home with criticism, you will not feel safe there. If you build it with panic, you will not rest there. If you build it with lack, you will always feel hungry, even when good is near. But if you build it with kindness, trust, and simple abundance, the heart begins to feel at home in life again. My dear, the morning does not need your complaint first. It needs your blessing first. This does not mean you never speak honestly about pain. Honesty is good. Honesty heals. But there is a difference between honest truth and repeated defeat. You can say, I feel tired, without adding, and everything is terrible. You can say, I feel worried, without adding, and nothing will ever work. You can say, I need support, without adding, and I am alone. Speak the truth, but do not plant despair inside it. You can say, I feel tired, and I am willing to be gentle with myself. You can say, I feel worried, and I choose one peaceful breath. You can say, I need support, and I am open to receiving it. You can say, I do not know the answer yet, and life can still guide me. These words are kind. These words are honest. These words do not fight the body. They do not shame the mind. They open a little window in the room of the heart. There are words that open hidden doors. A simple I am willing can open a door. A simple I can begin again can open a door. A simple good is possible today can open a door. A simple I am safe to receive can open a door. You may not see the door at first. You may only feel a little more space inside. That is enough. Space is where the new life enters. Your morning speech is not only about the words, it is about the feeling behind the words. If you say an affirmation while attacking yourself, the body feels the attack. If you say, I am abundant, but your inner tone says, you better believe this or else, the heart may close. So speak like someone you love is listening, because someone you love is listening. You are listening. The child inside you is listening. The tired part of you is listening. The hopeful part of you is listening. The part of you that still wants to believe life can be kind is listening. Do not speak to yourself like an enemy in the morning. Do not begin the day by becoming a harsh voice in your own mind. You have heard enough harshness. You have carried enough pressure. Let your first words be a hand on the heart. Let them say, I am with you. Let them say, we will take this day gently. Let them say, good can still grow here again. Your words are not magic in a childish way. They are creative in a deep way. They shape your attention. Your attention shapes your choices. Your choices shape your path. When you speak lack, you look for lack. When you speak trust, you look for support. When you speak fear, you move from fear. When you speak love, you create room for a wiser action. This is why the first words matter. A person who says, "Today is against me," will walk into the day with a closed heart. A person who says, "Today may help me in ways I do not expect," will notice more. They may notice the idea, the kind message, the open door, the a little chance, the helpful person, the quiet answer. The good may have been there before, but now the heart has been taught to look. You are teaching your heart what to look for. You are teaching your body what to trust. You are teaching your mind what to repeat. So let the first lesson of the day be gentle. I speak peace. I speak plenty. I speak love. I speak support. I speak ease. I speak the truth that I am not alone in this life. If your mind argues, let it. You do not have to fight every argument. Sometimes the old mind will say, "This is too simple." Sometimes it will say, "Words cannot change anything." Sometimes it will say, "You tried before." Let the old mind speak and then answer softly, "Maybe. But today I am choosing again." There is power in choosing again. There is power in one new word. There is power in a morning that begins with blessing instead of blame. You may stand near a mirror. You may still be in bed. You may be sitting with your feet on the floor. You may be holding a cup of water, tea, or coffee. Wherever you are, let the first words come from the chest, not only the mouth. Feel them. Let them be warm. Let them be human. Let them be simple. Life supports me today. Good is welcome here. I am open to peaceful abundance. I bless this morning. My needs can be met. I trust the next step. Do not rush from one line to another. The slower you speak, the more deeply the body can hear. Let each line land. Let each line settle. Let each line erase one mark of fear from the blackboard. And if you forget in the morning, speak the words later. If you remember while brushing your teeth, speak them then. If you remember while walking to work, speak them then. If you remember after already checking the phone, speak them then. The power is not lost because you forgot for a moment. The moment you return becomes a new beginning. The morning is generous. Life is generous. Your own heart is generous when you stop punishing it. Now we move from words into attention because what you look for begins to grow. Words open the door, but focus walks through it. If you speak abundance and then spend the whole morning searching for proof of lack, the old pattern continues. So we teach the eyes to see differently. We teach the mind to notice differently. We teach the heart to bless what is already here, so more good can come closer. What you notice, you multiply, my dear. What you feed with your focus begins to grow in your mind, in your body, and in the way you move through the day. This is one of the simplest spiritual truths, and also one of the easiest to forget. If you look for lack the moment you wake, lack feels bigger. If you look for what is wrong, the mind gathers proof. If you look for what might fail, the body prepares for fear. But if you look for one blessing, just one, the heart begins to remember, that life is still giving. Look, bless, more. This does not mean you pretend everything is easy. It does not mean you ignore pain. It does not mean you close your eyes to real needs. It means you stop giving all your sacred attention to what is missing. You begin to give some of your attention to what is supporting you, and what you bless has room to grow. The morning mind is like a magnet. It begins to pull toward itself whatever you give it most strongly. If your focus is on lack, you may notice more reasons to feel empty. If your focus is on support, you may notice more ways life is helping. The outer world may not change in 1 second, but your inner direction changes, and your inner direction matters. You do not have to fake joy. You do not have to pretend to be grateful for something that hurts. You do not have to smile over your pain. Real gratitude is not fake. Real gratitude is not a mask. Real gratitude is the choice to notice the good that exists beside the difficulty. There may be a problem, and still there is breath. There may be worry, and still there is light. There may be uncertainty, and still there is this moment. There may be a need, and still there may be one small form of support. My dear, one small blessing can change the direction of the whole morning. Not because the blessing is large, but because your focus has turned. The mind that was searching only for lack now begins to search for good. The eyes soften, the body opens. The heart stops feeling completely alone. Find one blessing in 30 seconds. That is all. Look around the room. Let your eyes rest on one thing that supports you. Maybe it is the bed that held you. Maybe it is the floor beneath your feet. Maybe it is the blanket, the pillow, the window, the cup, the breath, the light, the door, the quiet, the chance to try again. Nothing is too small. The pale morning light on the wall may be enough. The warmth in your hands may be enough. The fact that you are still here may be enough. I notice the good that is already here. I bless it. I allow it to grow. Say that slowly. I notice the good that is already here, not the good I am waiting for only, not the good I wish had arrived yesterday, the good that is already here. I bless it. I do not ignore it. I do not step over it. I do not call it too small. I allow it to grow. What you notice, you multiply. If you notice every sign that life is hard, the mind builds a hard world. If you notice every sign that you are unsupported, the heart feels alone. If you notice every sign of lack, the body tightens around lack. But if you begin to notice support, even small support, the mind starts building a new picture. Worry says, look at what is missing. Trust says, look at what is already supporting you. Worry says, there is not enough. Trust says, begin with what is here and let it grow. So worry says, you must solve everything now. Trust says, bless one thing, breathe once, take one step. The next part is the one most people skip. They ask for more, but they do not bless what is already here. They ask for more money, but they do not bless the coin, the meal, the roof, the skill, the idea, the chance, the work, the breath that allows them to keep going. They ask for more love, but they do not bless the small kindness already present. They ask for more peace, but they do not notice the 2 quiet seconds when the mind rests. They ask for a new life, but they do not bless the tiny signs of life already growing. Blessing what is here does not mean settling for less. It means honoring the seed of more. A seed is not the whole garden, but it is not nothing. A first step is not the whole path, but it is not nothing. One peaceful breath is not a healed life, but it is not nothing. One kind thought is not full self-love, but it is not nothing. Do not call your small good nothing. Small good is still good. Bless it. When you bless what is here, your heart becomes safer for more. When you ignore what is here, the heart keeps waiting for life to prove itself in bigger and bigger ways. But the heart that can say thank you for one breath is already opening. The heart that can say thank you for one kind word is already receiving. The heart that can say thank you for one simple meal, one moment of rest, one clear idea, one safe place to sit is already in the flow of abundance. This is not pretending. This is training the mind to see support. The mind has been trained before. It may have been trained to see danger. It may have been trained to see what is missing. It may have been trained to compare, to worry, to expect disappointment, to search for proof that life is unfair. But what has been trained can be retrained. What has been practiced can be practiced differently. What has been repeated can be replaced gently, one morning at a time. So each morning, ask yourself, what is one good thing I can honestly notice right now? Not a perfect thing, not a huge thing. One honest thing. Maybe the answer is, I am breathing. Good. Bless it. Maybe the answer is, I have water. Good. Bless it. Maybe the answer is, the room is quiet. Good. Bless it. Maybe the answer is, I have survived hard days before. Good. Bless it. Maybe the answer is, I am willing to try again. Good. Bless it. And as you bless it, feel how the heart begins to turn away from lack and toward life. That turn is powerful. That turn is the change in morning focus. That turn is where abundance begins to grow. Change your morning focus and watch your abundance grow. Not because you force life, not because you deny your needs, but because you begin to meet life as a place where good can appear. My dear, your focus is a form of prayer, not only the words you say with closed eyes, but the attention you give all day. If your attention keeps praying to lack, lack feels like the center. If your attention keeps praying to fear, fear feels like the truth. But if your attention begins to pray to good, to support, to trust, to possibility, then your whole energy begins to shift. You become available to a different experience. When you notice good, your voice changes. When you notice good, your body softens. When you notice good, your choices become less desperate. When you notice good, you do not chase from emptiness in the same way. You begin to move from fullness, even if that fullness is small at first. Small fullness can grow. A single drop can become a stream. A single kind thought can become a new pattern. A single morning blessing can become a new way of seeing. What are you magnifying today? Are you magnifying the fear, or are you magnifying the support? Are you magnifying the lack, or are you magnifying the seed? Are you magnifying the old story, or are you magnifying the new truth? This question is not here to shame you. It is here to wake up your power. Because every morning you hold a magnifying glass. You may not control every event, but you have a choice in what you keep enlarging inside yourself. And what you enlarge inside yourself often shapes what you are able to see, receive, and act upon outside yourself. If you magnify lack, even blessings may look too small. If you magnify trust, even small blessings begin to shine. If you magnify fear, even an open door may look dangerous. If you magnify love, even a hard moment may contain guidance. So in the morning, before the world becomes loud, choose what you will magnify. Magnify peace, magnify support, magnify the good that is already here, magnify the good that is on its way, magnify your ability to receive, magnify your trust in life. The mind may say, but there is still so much missing. You can answer, yes, and I am still choosing to notice what is here. The mind may say, but this blessing is too small. You can answer, small things grow when they are loved. The mind may say, but I need more than this. You can answer, I bless this and I welcome more. That is an abundant way to live. Not, this is all I get. Not, I must pretend I need nothing. But thank you for this, and I am open to more. Gratitude and desire can live together. You can be thankful for what is here and still welcome growth. You can bless your current home and still dream of a better one. You can bless the money you have and still welcome more. You can bless your body as it is and still welcome healing. You can bless this morning and still allow life to become richer. Blessing is not the end of desire. Blessing makes desire cleaner. It removes the panic. It removes the bitterness. It removes the feeling that life has abandoned you. It lets you desire from love instead of lack. This is where abundance becomes magnetic. When you notice good, bless good, and allow good to grow, you stop pushing life away with constant complaint. Your energy becomes more open. People feel it. You feel it. Your choices carry it. Your words carry it. Your body carries it. You are no longer walking into the day saying, "Prove to me that life is good." You are walking into the day saying, "I am willing to notice the good that is already speaking." And life speaks in many ways, through a breath, through a small idea, through a peaceful moment, through a helpful person, through a delay that protects you, through a closed door that guides you, through an open door you did not expect, through the quiet strength that rises when you thought you had none left. Now the heart is ready for a deeper truth. Abundance is not only money. Money is a beautiful form of good, and you are allowed to receive it. But if you only call money abundance, you may miss many blessings that are preparing you for more. You may miss the peace that helps you make wise choices. You may miss the idea that leads to income. You may miss the rest that gives you strength. You may miss the support that opens the next door. So now we widen the window. We let abundance be larger. We let life bring good in more than one way. Abundance is more than money, my dear. Money is good. Money can bless your life. Money can bring comfort, choice, rest, safety, beauty, and support. It is safe to welcome money with love. It is safe to want more ease in your material life. It is safe to say, "I am open to financial good," but abundance is wider than one form. If you only look for abundance as money, you may miss the many ways life is already trying to help you. You may miss the idea that becomes money later. You may miss the peaceful body that helps you make a better choice. You may miss the kind person who opens a door. You may miss the extra hour, the clear thought, the healing conversation, the simple meal, the chance to rest, the strength to keep going. Abundance can be money. Abundance can be time. Abundance can be health. Abundance can be love. Abundance can be a new idea. Abundance can be support. Abundance can be courage. Abundance can be sleep. Abundance can be a peaceful morning. Abundance can be the feeling that you are not facing life alone. Wider, open. Yes, let your idea of abundance become wider this morning. Let it open like a window in a room that has been closed for too long. Fresh air enters. Light enters. Space enters. You may have been waiting for one kind of good while life was bringing another kind of good to prepare you. The narrow mind says, only one thing can save me. The open heart says, good has many doors. The narrow mind says, if money has not come yet, nothing is working. The open heart says, support may be arriving in forms I have not honored yet. The narrow mind says, this does not count. The open heart says, every blessing counts. Every blessing counts. The first sip of warm tea, coffee, or water in the morning counts. The breath that enters your body without being forced counts. The bed that held you through the night counts. The person who speaks kindly counts. The idea that comes while washing your face counts. The moment you choose not to criticize yourself counts. The strength to try again counts. My dear, you may be receiving more than you realize. This does not mean you ignore your desire for money. It does not mean you say, I do not need money. Money is part of life. Money is energy. Money can be used with love. Money can serve good. Money can support your body, your home, your family, your peace, your purpose. You are allowed to welcome it. But when you make money the only sign of abundance, your heart can become blind to the path that leads to it. Sometimes peace comes before money because peace helps you stop making choices from panic. Sometimes a new idea comes before money because the idea is the seed. Sometimes support comes before money because you were not meant to do it alone. Sometimes self-worth comes before money because you need to feel safe holding more. Sometimes rest comes before money because an exhausted body cannot see clearly. So do not reject the smaller gifts. They may be part of the larger answer. I welcome abundance in every loving form. I receive money, peace, support, and ideas. Good can reach me in many ways. Say that slowly. I welcome abundance in every loving form. This means you are not telling life it can only bless you one way. I receive money, peace, support, and ideas. This means you are open to the full circle of good. Good can reach me in many ways. This means you are no longer locked into one narrow door. An open window lets in more light. Imagine the heart as a room. For a long time, maybe one window has been closed. Maybe it was the window of receiving help. Maybe it was the window of resting without guilt. Maybe it was the window of believing money can come without pain. Maybe it was the window of feeling worthy before everything is fixed. This morning, you do not have to open every window at once. Just open one. Open the window to peace. Open the window to support. Open the window to simple good. Open the window to unexpected help. Open the window to money that comes in honest and loving ways. Open the window to ideas that make your path clearer. Open the window to kindness, both from others and from yourself. An abundance practice becomes more powerful when it becomes more whole. If you only affirm money, but speak cruelly to your body, the heart remains divided. If you only ask for success, but deny yourself rest, the body may resist. If you only pray for support, but refuse every offer of help, receiving stays blocked. Whole abundance includes the way you treat yourself, the way you speak, the way you breathe, the way you allow life to be kind to you. An abundance life is not just a full wallet. It is a fuller heart, a calmer body, a clearer mind, a kinder inner voice, a safer home within yourself. And yes, money can grow there too. Money does not need fear to grow. Money does not need shame to grow. Money does not need panic to grow. Money can grow in peace. Money can grow through wise choices. Money can grow through open ideas. Money can grow through self-worth. Money can grow when you stop pushing it away with the belief that you are not allowed to have more. An old belief may say, "People like me do not receive good things easily." Let the morning answer, "I am willing to receive good in easier ways." An old belief may say, "Money only comes through struggle." Let the morning answer, "Money can come through service, wisdom, love, and right action." An old belief may say, "If I receive more, something bad will happen." Let the morning answer, "It is safe for my good to grow." A closed idea of abundance can make real blessings invisible. If you believe abundance can only look one way, you may reject the very thing that is guiding you. You may reject a small offer because it is not the full answer. You may reject a new idea because it does not look like money yet. You may reject rest because it does not look productive. You may reject support because pride says you should not need it. You may reject peace because fear says worry is more responsible. But life is often gentle in how it leads you. It does not always drop the full harvest into your hands at once. Sometimes it gives a seed. Sometimes it gives a person. Sometimes it gives a pause. Sometimes it gives a new thought. Sometimes it gives a closed door so your energy can return to the right path. Abundance can arrive as a clear no. Abundance can arrive as a quiet yes. Abundance can arrive as a delay that saves you. Abundance can arrive as a simple chance to begin again. Abundance can arrive as a morning where you do not hate yourself. Let your heart become wise enough to recognize more forms of good. Write down 5 forms of abundance today, not as a hard task, not as homework from fear, as a way of training your eyes to see. 5 forms. They may be simple: breath, water, a safe place to sit, a kind message, an idea, a meal, a moment of quiet, a bill you were able to pay, a chance to learn, a body that is still trying, a heart that still hopes. When you write them, you are not saying, "This is all I want." You are saying, "I see what is here and I welcome more." That is a powerful energy. It is grateful, but not closed. It is open, but not desperate. It is peaceful, but not passive. If this morning practice is helping your heart feel softer, you may write, "I am open to receive," out below. Let it be your little promise to the new energy you are choosing. I am open to receive. Let that line mean more than money, and also let it include money. I am open to receive peace. I am open to receive support. I am open to receive love. I am open to receive ideas. I am open to receive rest. I am open to receive healing. I am open to receive money. I am open to receive the good that life knows how to bring. My dear, sometimes people fear that if they receive more, they are taking from someone else. But true abundance does not work like that. When you receive with love, you become more able to give with love. When your needs are met, your heart has more space. When you stop living in constant fear, your presence becomes kinder. When you allow good to circulate through you, you become part of the flow. Abundance is circulation. Breath comes in and goes out. Love comes in and goes out. Money comes in and goes out. Ideas come in and go out. Kindness comes in and goes out. When you block receiving, giving can become heavy. When you block giving, receiving can become stuck. But when both are allowed, life feels more natural. In the morning, you can say, I am willing to let good come in, and I am willing to let good move through me. This is a beautiful way to live. Not grabbing, not hoarding, not fearing, not rejecting, receiving with thanks, using with wisdom, sharing with love, resting without guilt, growing without shame. Good has many doors. Let the door of money open. Let the door of peace open. Let the door of support open. Let the door of healing open. Let the door of new ideas open. Let the door of self-love open. Let the door of simple joy open. You do not have to know which door life will use today. Your part is to stop locking all of them. Open the heart, open the hands, open the morning. Let the focus be wider than fear. Let the day be wider than the problem. Let abundance be wider than one form. Now let your breath move into the heart. Imagine a window opening in the center of your chest. Fresh air enters. Morning light enters. A soft, new feeling enters. You do not have to chase. You do not have to beg. You do not have to prove that you deserve air before you breathe it. You receive the breath because life gives it. Let that teach you. You do not have to deserve the sunrise before it rises. You do not have to deserve the ground before it holds you. You do not have to deserve love before it becomes your truth. You are part of life, and life is allowed to bless you. I welcome good in ways expected and unexpected. I welcome money in peaceful and loving ways. I welcome support that makes my path lighter. Let these words settle. The more you welcome many forms of abundance, the more your day becomes rich with signs. You may still be growing financially. You may still be learning. You may still be healing old beliefs. But you are no longer blind to support. You are no longer telling life, only come this way or I will not see you. You are saying, come in the ways that are right, loving, honest, and good. I am open. That openness changes the morning. It changes the body. It changes the mind. It changes the way you notice chances. It changes the way you respond to people. It changes the way you care for money. It changes the way you let yourself rest. It changes the way you expect good. And expectation is powerful. If you expect rejection, you may hide from opportunity. If you expect struggle, you may make everything harder than it needs to be. If you expect lack, you may miss an open path. But if you expect support, not with force, but with quiet trust, you walk differently, you speak differently, you choose differently, you receive differently. You begin to live as someone who is allowed to be helped. That is abundance too. To feel helped by life, to feel met, to feel guided, to feel safe enough to open. Now let us clear the one morning habit that quietly blocks prosperity. Because once you widen abundance, you must also stop feeding lack first thing in the morning. You cannot plant peace and then water panic all morning. You cannot speak receiving and then give your first deep attention to fear. So with kindness, not judgment, we now look at the heavy things you may be picking up too soon. Stop feeding lack first thing in the morning, my dear. Do not give the first light of your day to fear. Do not hand your fresh breath to worry before your heart has had a chance to feel safe. Do not pick up the heavy coat of yesterday before you have even remembered who you are. There is a quiet moment when you wake up. It may only last a few seconds. The mind has not fully started running yet. The day has not yet become loud. The world has not yet asked for your time, your answer, your energy, or your strength. In that small space, you have a choice. You can begin with lack, or you can begin with love. Not yet. Lay it down. Free. Many people begin the day by picking up everything that hurt them yesterday. They pick up the money worry. They pick up the argument. They pick up the fear about work. They pick up the message they are afraid to read. They pick up the old shame that says they should be further along. They pick up the pressure to fix everything. And before the body has even fully awakened, the soul is already carrying weight. It is like reaching for a heavy coat beside the bed and putting it on before you know the weather. The coat may be old, it may be rough, it may be full of memories. Maybe you have worn it for years, maybe it feels familiar. But familiar does not mean it belongs on you today. You do not have to wear lack as your morning clothing. You do not have to dress your mind in worry. You do not have to cover your heart with fear before the day begins. Take a breath and imagine that heavy coat on your shoulders. It may be the coat of not enough. It may be the coat of I am behind. It may be the coat of I must do everything alone. It may be the coat of what if I fail? Feel how heavy it is. Feel how it presses down on the neck, the back, the chest, the stomach. Now imagine taking it off, slowly, gently, with love. You are not throwing your responsibilities away. You are not denying your life. You are not pretending there are no real things to handle. You are simply refusing to carry fear as your first energy. There is a difference between being responsible and being afraid. Responsibility can be calm. Responsibility can breathe. Responsibility can say, I will take care of what needs my care. Fear says, panic now. Carry everything now. Solve the whole future now. Responsibility stands with you. Fear sits on your chest. My dear, worry is not responsibility. Before we continue, there is something tender I must tell you. Worry is not proof that you care. Tightness is not proof that you are wise. Panic is not proof that you are prepared. You can care deeply and still begin softly. You can be wise and still breathe. You can take action without letting fear become the first voice of the morning. I do not pick up lack this morning. I do not carry yesterday as my identity. I begin with love. Let those words enter slowly. I do not pick up lack this morning. That does not mean lack never speaks. It means you do not obey it first. I do not carry yesterday as my identity. That means what happened before is not the whole truth of who you are now. I begin with love. That means love becomes the place you stand before you take the next step. The old habit says, check the problem now. Inner power says, first, I return to myself. The old habit says, look at the message before you breathe. Inner power says, first, I soften my body. The old habit says, think about money with fear. Inner power says, first, I bless the good that is here and welcome more. Which voice brings you home? There is a heavy feeling that can come into the stomach when a stressful notification appears. You may know that feeling. One small sound, one small light, one small message, and suddenly the body tightens. The morning becomes sharp. The breath becomes short. The mind begins running, and the day is no longer being led by your heart. It is being led by reaction. This is why you must protect the first part of the morning. Not forever, not in a rigid way, just long enough to remember yourself. Wait 10 minutes before checking anything that makes your body tight. 10 minutes, not as a rule to punish yourself, as a gift. Give your heart 10 minutes to wake up before fear enters the room. Give your body 10 minutes to breathe before it is asked to handle the world. Give your mind 10 minutes to plant peace before it is shown problems. In those 10 minutes, you can do very simple things. You can breathe, you can drink water, you can place your feet on the floor, you can open your hands. You can say, I am safe to begin. You can look at the morning light. You can bless your body. You can choose one kind thought. You can let life meet you before the world reaches you. This is not avoidance. This is alignment. Avoidance says, I will never look at the problem. Alignment says, I will look from a calmer place. Avoidance hides. Alignment prepares the heart. Avoidance delays out of fear. Alignment pauses out of love. You can care about your life without starting the day in panic. You can pay the bill later with a steadier breath. You can answer the message later with a clearer mind. You can make the plan later from a stronger place. You can face the truth better after you have remembered that you are more than fear. My dear, you have lived long enough inside the belief that panic will save you. It will not. Panic may make you move quickly, but it does not always help you move wisely. Panic may make you feel busy, but it does not always make you powerful. Panic may make you feel like you are doing something, but often it is only draining the life force you need for true action. Peace is not laziness. Peace is a place of power. When you begin with peace, you are not ignoring your life. You are preparing to meet your life with your whole self, not just your fear. You are saying, I will not let lack be the first teacher of my day. I will let love teach me first. I do not begin this day with lack. I begin with love. I begin with trust. Let this be your morning line when the hand reaches for the phone too quickly. Let this be your answer when the mind says, hurry, worry, check, fear. Let this be the soft hand that stops you for one breath. I do not begin this day with lack. I begin with love. I begin with trust. You may still have things to solve. Yes, you may still need to look at money. Yes, you may still need to reply, plan, clean, work, decide, or change something. Yes. But you can do those things after you have returned to yourself. You can do them from the ground of love instead of the storm of lack. The first hour of the morning does not need to belong to the whole world. Even if you have many duties, even if you are busy, even if people need you, let a small part of that first hour belong to your spirit. Maybe it is 10 minutes, maybe it is 5, maybe it is 3, maybe it is one breath before the rush begins. One breath with love is better than a whole morning lost in fear. One moment of awareness can interrupt years of habit. One choice can become the beginning of a new pattern. Do not make this hard. Do not turn it into a test. The old mind loves to make even healing feel like pressure. It may say, now you must do the perfect morning routine. No, you do not. You only need to stop feeding lack first. You only need to notice when fear reaches for the steering wheel and gently place love back in your own hands. If you wake and immediately think, there is not enough, pause and say, more good is possible. If you wake and think, I am behind, pause and say, I can take one step today. If you wake and think, I am alone, pause and say, support can find me. If you wake and think, nothing changes, pause and say, something can shift in a gentle way. This is how you stop feeding lack. You do not fight it. You stop serving it breakfast. You stop giving it the first seat at the table. You stop pouring your life force into the same old fear and then wondering why it grows. You feed what you want to grow. Feed peace. Feed trust. Feed the thought that life can help. Feed the belief that abundance can grow in simple and steady ways. Feed the feeling that you are worthy of a softer beginning. Once lack is no longer first, receiving can become your new morning habit. When the hands are not gripping fear, they can open to good. When the mind is not busy proving that life is hard, it can notice support. When the body is not wearing the heavy coat of yesterday, it can feel the warmth of today. So before you pick up the phone, pick up peace. Before you pick up the worry, pick up trust. Before you pick up yesterday, pick up your own heart. You're allowed to begin again this morning. You're allowed to choose a lighter coat. You're allowed to say, I will meet my life, but I will not meet it as fear. I will meet it as love. Become willing to receive more good, my dear, not only to work for it, not only to pray for it, not only to hope for it from far away. Become willing to let it come closer. Become willing to let life support you in real, simple, loving ways. Many people ask for abundance, but when good begins to arrive, they close. They push away help. They reject compliments. They feel guilty resting. They feel strange receiving money. They feel unsafe when life becomes easier. They say they want more good, but deep inside, some part of them whispers, do I deserve this? Can I trust this? Will something be taken from me if I receive? If that is inside you, do not shame it. That part of you learned fear somewhere. That part of you may have learned that good does not last. That part may have learned that receiving comes with strings. That part may have learned to give until empty and feel uncomfortable when support comes back. But today, that part can begin to learn a new truth. It is safe to receive. Allow, closer, receive. Hold your hands open for 60 seconds. Let the palms face upward. Let the fingers relax. Feel the soft air touching the center of your hands. There is no need to grab. There is no need to prove. There is no need to explain why you are worthy. Just open. Let the body learn the shape of receiving. I am willing to receive more good. I am worthy of support. I let abundance come closer. Say it softly. I am willing to receive more good. You do not have to say, I know how everything will come. You only say, I am willing. I am worthy of support. You do not say, I must earn love by being perfect. You say, I am worthy now. I let abundance come closer. You do not chase, you allow. Sometimes abundance is not blocked by life. It is blocked by permission. The door may be near, but the heart may be saying, not me. The compliment may be offered, but the mouth says, oh, it was nothing. The help may appear, but pride says, I should do it alone. The money may come, but guilt says, I should not want more. The rest may be needed, but the mind says, I have not done enough to deserve rest. My dear, who taught you that you must be empty before you are lovable? Who taught you that you must struggle before you are worthy? Who taught you that receiving makes you selfish? Let those old lessons soften now. You do not have to keep living by them. Receiving does not make you greedy. Receiving does not make you weak. Receiving does not take good away from others. When you receive in love, you enter the flow of life. Breath comes in and breath goes out. Love comes in and love goes out. Money comes in and money goes out. Kindness comes in and kindness goes out. Support comes in and support goes out. Life is a movement. Receiving is part of that movement. Shame says, who am I to receive more? Grace says, you are life's beloved child. Shame says, you have made too many mistakes. Grace says, you can still be blessed. Shame says, others deserve it more. Grace says, good is not limited by your fear. Shame says, prove yourself first. Grace says, open your hands. Let grace speak louder this morning. You do not have to deserve air before you breathe it. Let this idea land softly. You do not wake up and ask, have I been good enough to receive oxygen? You do not ask, did I earn the sunrise? You do not ask, am I perfect enough for the ground to hold me? Life gives because giving is part of life. Let this teach you. You are not outside of life. You are not separate from good. You are not standing at the edge of the universe begging for scraps of love. You are inside life. You are made of life. You are held by life. You are allowed to receive from life. I am willing to receive support. I am willing to receive kindness. I am willing to receive money in peaceful ways. I am willing to receive rest without guilt. Do not turn this into a long list you rush through. Let each line be a doorway. I am willing to receive support. Maybe support comes through a person, maybe through an idea, maybe through a moment of strength. I am willing to receive kindness, maybe from someone else, maybe from yourself. I am willing to receive money in peaceful ways, maybe through work, a gift, a chance, a new path, a wise choice. I am willing to receive rest without guilt. Maybe this is the beginning of a new kind of abundance. The old habit may be to push good away. Someone says, "You did well," and you answer, "No, it was not much." Someone offers help and you say, "I am fine," when you are not. Life brings a quiet moment and you fill it with guilt. Money comes in and fear immediately says, it will disappear. Love comes near and the heart says, do not trust it. These are old protections. Thank them, but do not let them lead forever. You can say, I know you tried to protect me, but I am learning to receive now. You can say, I do not need to reject good to stay safe. You can say, I can receive slowly. You can say, I can let support come in at a pace my body can hold. This is important. Receiving more good does not mean you must open every door at once. It can be gentle. It can be step by step. It can be one compliment received without pushing it away. One offer of help accepted. One moment of rest taken. One payment welcomed with thanks. One breath received deeply. One morning where you do not argue with your own worth. The body learns through small yeses. Let today have 5 soft yeses. Yes to breath. Yes to help. Yes to rest. Yes to money. Yes to love. The more you practice receiving, the more natural it feels. At first, it may feel strange. That does not mean it is wrong. New peace can feel strange to a body used to struggle. New support can feel strange to a heart used to doing everything alone. New abundance can feel strange to a mind trained in lack. Let it feel strange, and still let it be good. You are not here to stay loyal to struggle just because it is familiar. You are allowed to become familiar with ease. You are allowed to become familiar with support. You are allowed to become familiar with more good than you expected. My dear, receiving is an inner permission. It is the quiet yes inside the heart. It says, I do not have to block what I have prayed for. It says, I do not have to make good prove itself forever. It says, I can allow life to bless me without fear. It says, I am safe to hold more. This does not mean you become careless. You can receive with wisdom. You can receive with clear boundaries. You can receive with a calm mind. You can receive money and use it well. You can receive love and still honor yourself. You can receive help and still keep your power. True receiving is not helpless. It is open and awake. I receive with wisdom. I receive with gratitude. I receive with an open and steady heart. Let those words become a bowl in your hands, a simple bowl, not begging, not grabbing, just open, ready, honest. Life can place good there. You can hold it. You can bless it. You can use it. You can share from it when your heart is full. You may have been afraid that more good would make you lose yourself, but true good brings you closer to yourself. Real abundance does not ask you to become false. Real support does not ask you to abandon your heart. Real love does not require self-betrayal. Real prosperity does not need shame. The good that is meant for you will help you become more whole, not less. So this morning, become willing, not perfect, not fearless. Willing. Willing to receive a little more peace, willing to receive a little more money, willing to receive a little more help, willing to receive a little more love, willing to receive a little more rest, willing to receive a little more trust in your own worth. If a blessing comes today, practice not pushing it away. If someone says something kind, breathe and say, "Thank you." If help appears, pause before refusing. If money comes, bless it instead of fearing its leaving. If rest becomes possible, let yourself have it. If an idea comes, write it down. If your heart feels good for a moment, do not search for what is wrong. Let the good be good. Let abundance come closer. You do not have to chase what is trying to reach you. You do not have to prove your worth to the morning. You do not have to earn the right to begin again. You can open your hands and say, "I am willing." That is enough for today. Now we turn receiving into a simple morning ritual, because a teaching becomes stronger when it becomes a practice. A practice becomes stronger when it is simple enough to repeat. And a repeated loving practice becomes a new way of living. The morning abundance ritual is simple, my dear. It is not meant to feel heavy. It is not meant to become another task that makes you feel behind. It is a gentle path back to yourself. A few small steps that help you begin the day with peace, focus, and an open heart. You do not need a perfect morning. You do not need a quiet house. You do not need special tools. You do not need to wake up in a perfect mood. You only need a willing heart and a few honest moments. Step, slow, begin. The first step is to wake and pause. Before you move too quickly, pause. Before you reach for the phone, pause. Before you start thinking about everything that must be done, pause. Let your body know that the day will not be entered through panic. Let your soul know that it has not been forgotten. One breath, one blessing, one loving choice. That is enough to begin. The second step is to place one hand on your heart. This tells the body, "I am here." It tells the mind, "We are not running yet." It tells the heart, "You matter before the tasks." Feel the hand there. Feel the warmth. Feel the movement of breath under the palm. This simple touch can become a doorway into peace. The third step is to take 5 soft breaths, not forced breaths, not perfect breaths, soft breaths. Breathe in as if you are receiving the morning. Breathe out as if you are releasing yesterday. Breathe in as if life is allowed to help you. Breathe out as if fear does not have to be your first offering. One breath to arrive, one breath to soften, one breath to trust, one breath to open, one breath to receive. This ritual is small enough to do, but powerful enough to change your energy. The fourth step is to speak 3 abundance lines. Keep them simple. The mind remembers simple things. The body trusts simple things. You might say, I rise with peace. I walk with trust. I receive the good this day brings. Let the words be slow. Let them touch the body. Let them become the first writing on the blackboard of your day. Do not rush. Do not perform. Do not try to feel something dramatic. A quiet shift is still a shift. The 5th step is to notice one blessing. Just one. Look around. What is already supporting you? The floor beneath your feet, the breath in your body, the water waiting for you, the light in the room, the chance to make one new choice. Name it. Bless it. Let it be enough for this moment. The 6th step is to choose one loving action, not 10 actions. 1. Maybe you drink water. Maybe you stretch your body. Maybe you write one line. Maybe you make your bed with care. Maybe you send one kind message. Maybe you prepare your work with calm. Maybe you choose not to check the stressful thing for 10 minutes. One loving action tells the day, I am moving with care. The 7th step is to receive the day. This means you stop fighting the fact that the day has begun. You stop meeting it as an enemy. You let it come. You say, I am willing to be guided. I am willing to be supported. I am willing to notice good. I am willing to take the next step. This is the morning abundance ritual. Pause. Hand on heart. 5 breaths. 3 lines. 1 blessing. 1 loving action. Receive the day. Do not make it perfect. Make it loving. The old morning says, rush. The new morning says, begin with peace. The old morning says, check the world first. The new morning says, check your heart first. The old morning says, you are already behind. The new morning says, one calm step is enough. The old morning says, there is not enough. The new morning says, good is growing now. Which morning do you want to practice? The feeling of your feet touching the floor for the first time that day can become part of the ritual. Do not miss that moment. Let the feet meet the floor slowly. Feel the ground. Let it remind you that you are held. You do not float through life unsupported. The ground is there. The breath is there. The heart is there. The next step is there. When your feet touch the floor, you can say, I am supported. When you stand, you can say, I rise with peace. When you take the first step, you can say, good walks with me. This is how ordinary moments become sacred, not by making them complicated, but by bringing love into them. My dear, the morning ritual should not feel like a cage. It should feel like a path. Some days you may do all the steps. Some days you may only take one breath and speak one line. That still counts. Do not let perfection steal your practice. A small, loving ritual done often is better than a perfect ritual done once and then abandoned. There may be busy mornings. There may be noisy mornings. There may be mornings when others need you right away. There may be mornings when you forget until later. Still, the path remains. You can return at any time. If you cannot do 5 breaths, take 1. If you cannot speak 3 lines, speak 1. If you cannot write a blessing, notice one silently. If you cannot sit still, place your hand on your heart for a moment while standing. There is always a way to begin with love. 3 lines, 5 breaths, 1 blessing. Let this be the shape of your practice. 3 lines to guide the mind, 5 breaths to calm the body, 1 blessing to focus the heart. Simple, steady, enough. You may want to write the 3 lines somewhere you can see them, on paper, near your bed, by the mirror, beside your cup. But even if you never write them down, let them live inside you. I rise with peace. I walk with trust. I receive the good this day brings. These words are not only for easy days. They are for the days when you feel unsure. They are for the days when money feels tight. They are for the days when the mind wants to run. They are for the days when you need to remember that abundance begins as an inner direction before it becomes an outer form. The next part is where the whole practice becomes real. You carry the morning focus into the rest of the day. Because it is one thing to feel peaceful for a few moments in the morning. It is another thing to return to that peace when life becomes loud. But you can learn. You can carry the ritual with you, not as a rule, but as an anchor. You can take the breath with you. You can take the blessing with you. You can take the words with you. You can take the open hands with you. Before opening a message, breathe. Before answering with fear, breathe. Before spending money, bless it. Before receiving money, bless it. Before saying yes from guilt, pause. Before saying no from fear, pause. Before judging yourself, return. The morning practice becomes a way of living when you carry it into the small moments. You do not need to be peaceful all day. You only need to remember more often. You do not need to avoid every fear. You only need to return to trust again and again. You do not need to become a perfect receiver. You only need to stay willing. This is how abundance grows through a day. It grows when you speak kindly to yourself after a mistake. It grows when you notice one blessing in the middle of stress. It grows when you receive help without guilt. It grows when you make one wise money choice from calm instead of panic. It grows when you rest before you break. It grows when you let good be good without asking when it will disappear. Let the ritual become a quiet inner path you can walk again and again, in the morning, at noon, in the evening, in the middle of a hard moment, in the middle of a happy moment, in the middle of a choice. The path is always there. Pause, breathe, bless, choose, receive. You are training your focus. You are training your body. You are training your heart to expect support, to notice good, to stop feeding lack, to receive more, and to move through the day with trust. And now we close by turning this morning focus into a blessing for your whole life. Carry the morning focus into the whole day, my dear. Do not leave it beside the bed. Do not let it disappear after the first task. Let it walk with you. Let it breathe with you. Let it become a soft anchor inside your heart. Peace is not something you lose forever. It is something you can return to. Trust is not something you must hold perfectly. It is something you can choose again. Abundance is not only something waiting far away. It is something you can notice, bless, receive, and grow in this moment. Return. Again. Home. The day may become busy. The phone may ring. Messages may come. Work may ask for your attention. People may need answers. Money thoughts may rise. Old fear may speak. This does not mean your morning practice failed. It means you are human. It means life is moving. It means you are being invited to return. When worry comes, return to breath. When fear comes, return to the heart. When lack comes, return to one blessing. When pressure comes, return to the body. When the old story comes, return to the new truth. When you forget, return again. A boat does not need the water to be perfectly still to use an anchor. The anchor is needed because waters move. In the same way, your morning focus is not only for perfect days, it is for moving days. It is for human days. It is for days when the inner water becomes restless and you need a place to come back to. Imagine an anchor dropping into calm water inside your heart. It moves down through the noise, down through the thoughts, down through the fear, down through the old stories, until it reaches a quiet place. That quiet place is still in you. It has always been there. You can return to it with one breath. Use one breath anytime you forget. One breath before you answer. One breath before you worry. One breath before you spend. One breath before you judge. One breath before you give up on yourself. One breath can bring you back to the morning focus. One breath can remind you, I do not have to become fear. I can meet this moment from love. I can return to peace at any moment. I can return to trust at any moment. My abundance is growing now. Let these words become your anchor. I can return to peace at any moment. This means peace is not gone, just because you felt fear. I can return to trust at any moment. This means trust is a path, not a performance. My abundance is growing now. This means good is not waiting for you to become perfect. It is growing as you practice. The real change is not that life becomes perfect. The real change is that you stop abandoning yourself. You stop abandoning yourself when fear speaks. You stop abandoning yourself when money feels uncertain. You stop abandoning yourself when old thoughts return. You stop abandoning yourself when the day does not go as planned. You stop abandoning yourself by saying, I am here, I am breathing, I can choose again. This is deep abundance, to have yourself, to stand with yourself, to speak kindly to yourself, to return to your own heart instead of leaving it every time life feels hard. The quiet pause before opening a door can become a return. The pause before answering a message can become a return. The pause before beginning work can become a return. The pause before eating, buying, speaking, deciding, or reacting can become a return. The world gives you many small doorways back to peace. You only need to notice them. My dear, the morning focus is not meant to control every moment of the day. It is meant to guide you back when the day pulls you away. It is a home inside you, a home made of breath, a home made of kind words, a home made of simple blessings, a home made of trust. When you carry this home within you, abundance has a place to grow. If the mind says, this is not working, return. If the body tightens, return. If lack feels loud, return. If someone else's mood enters your space, return. If you make a mistake, return. If you forget all morning, return in the afternoon. If you forget all day, return before sleep. There is no moment when returning is too late. Again is always available. Again is grace. Again is the doorway. Change your morning focus and watch your abundance grow, not only in the morning, but through the way you meet the whole day. Watch it grow in your speech. Watch it grow in your choices. Watch it grow in your calm. Watch it grow in how you receive help. Watch it grow in how you bless money. Watch it grow in how you notice support. Watch it grow in how you stop feeding the old story. Your abundance may grow first as peace, then as clarity, then as courage, then as better choices, then as support, then as money, then as love, then as a life that feels more open from the inside. Do not reject the early signs because they are small. Small signs are still signs. A calm breath is a sign. A kind thought is a sign. A wise pause is a sign. A new idea is a sign. A peaceful money choice is a sign. A moment of receiving without guilt is a sign. Bless the signs. Let them grow. The morning has been teaching you that focus is powerful. What you focus on becomes larger in your inner world. When you focus on lack, lack takes up the room. When you focus on fear, fear sits beside you all day. When you focus on trust, trust begins to walk with you. When you focus on abundance, you begin to see life as a place where good can come. This does not mean every day will be easy. It means you will not meet every day from the same old wound. You will meet it from a deeper place. A place that says, I am supported. A place that says, I can receive. A place that says, good is growing even now. And now, before we close, place one hand on your heart and receive this final truth. You are not behind in your abundance. You are not too late for good. You are not forgotten by life. You are learning to focus differently, and that changes everything. The day may begin in a small way, but small beginnings can hold great power. A seed is small. A breath is small. A word is small. A choice is small. A morning pause is small. But when repeated with love, small things become a new life. Let tomorrow morning be softer. Let the next morning be softer too. Let each morning become a place where you meet yourself with care instead of criticism. Let each morning become a place where you plant thoughts of plenty. Let each morning become a place where your body learns safety. Let each morning become a place where your words bless the day. Let each morning become a place where you notice good. Let each morning become a place where you stop feeding lack. Let each morning become a place where you receive. This is how abundance grows. Not always in a straight line, not always in a loud way, but steadily, gently, deeply. As this time comes to a close, my dear, take one more slow breath. Let the body soften again. Let the shoulders drop. Let the jaw relax. Let the heart feel the warmth of your own hand. You have returned to something simple and powerful. The way you begin matters. Your morning focus is a seed. Your morning words are seeds. Your morning breath is a seed. Your morning blessing is a seed. And every seed you plant with love has the power to grow. You do not have to ache up in fear and call it normal. You do not have to give your first attention to lack. You do not have to let the phone, the worry, the bill, the message, or the old story decide the spirit of your day. You can pause. You can breathe. You can choose. You can bless. You can receive. This is your new beginning. Before the world enters, return to yourself. Before lack speaks, plant peace. Before worry leads, open your hands. Before the day becomes loud, speak abundance softly into your own heart. I choose peace this morning. I welcome good this morning. My abundance is growing now. Let these words follow you. Let them meet you tomorrow. Let them rise before fear rises. Let them become familiar. Let them become natural. Let them become the new way you greet your life. And if this reached your heart, write this as your affirmation. My abundance is growing now, not far away, not someday only. Now in your breath, now in your focus, now in your willingness to receive. So rest in this truth as you move forward. Your good is already moving toward you, and you are learning how to meet it with open hands, a calm body, and a loving heart. My good is here, and more is coming.